What's happening, y'all? It's your girl Leia Luxuries, and I'm back with another video. And today's video is going to be sponsored by alipearlhair. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. They sent me this amazing 13x4 HD lace frontal wig in curly. This was 180% density. As you can see, those curls are bomb and full, and this was 22 inches. I'm going to show you how I bleach, pluck, and install this wig in this video, so stay tuned. And as you can see right now, y'all, I'm looking busted and disgusted. Y'all, I'm so glad that they sent me this hair so I can get myself right. So here's the box that alipearl sent me in. It got a little busted on the way, but they sent me lashes. They also sent me 2 wig headbands. This one for if your head is super large, and this other one is for a normal size head. And so they sent me an edge brush, this Merry Christmas card, an elastic band, a wig cap, but this one is kind of dark, so I might use my own. And this card that also tells you how to take care and wash the hair. So, and this is also going to be the wig. You can see HD lace, 22 inch, and this is how the wig came. And so now I'm just going to take this little fishnet lunch lady off of the wig so that I can actually show you all how good these curls look. I am completely amazed. Girl, get it off. Oh my goodness, I'm embarrassing. But y'all see that HD lace? They were not playing. That lace is super thin, yet it is very durable. So I really like that. The lace was also pre-plucked. It came with baby hairs. It has 3 attachable combs, and it also has adjustable bands. So if you need it to be tighter, you can make your wig a little bit tighter. And now I'm just showing you all the curls because there was absolutely little to no shading at all with this wig. The curls were super soft. I absolutely loved it. This was amazing. As you can see, this hair is very true to length. The 22 inches also seemed a little bit longer, but they also gave me a wig bag to hold the wig. So now I'm going to get into bleaching. Don't judge this. Y'all can use regular BW2. This is all I had. This is my professional Guy Tang bleach and developer 30 volume. And so I'm just going to use a spoon and my applicator bowl, and I'm going to take 3 scoops of that bleach. Now, I use a spoon because I feel like that is better than an applicator brush, but it's all about your choice. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of that bleach out because it was a little bit too much. Even how much I used was too much, but I also like to do more than less. And so now I'm just adding my developer. And I want to pretty much do a little bit less than equal parts, just because I don't want it too thick, but I also don't want it runny. And so now I'm just going to wet the hair so that it basically gets all those baby hairs out the way, because you do not want to bleach none of those baby hairs. You want it to stay the color it is. And so now I'm going to flip this wig inside out, and I'm going to begin to apply the bleach. And when I'm applying it with this spoon, I'm pressing it in just a little bit, enough for it to cover those knots, but not seep all the way through, as you can see. And here are my little gel braids. Y'all, I'm actually going to slick my hair back with this Got To Be gel. And I'm just going to use this and pull all of my edges back, my baby hairs back, so that that is not getting glued down, because that will be a disaster. And so I stretched out my cap because honestly, girl, my head was a little big, so I had to make it a little bit bigger because that cap was super small and super tight, as you can see. So I recommend getting a bigger cap because, ooh, as you can see, I was struggling just to put that mug on there. So yeah. And no, I am not about to pull this mug all the way over my eyes because I'm doing my own hair and I ain't going to be able to see nothing if I pull this all the way over my eyes. So I'm just going to pull it down enough to where I'm stretching the cap so that it isn't too thick and it actually thins it out. Now I'm actually going to cut my ear tabs, but do not cut a super big hole. You want it to be snug around your ear so that you don't have excess all around. Now I'm taking my Got To Be spray, and I'm actually going to spray all of this, but you want to be very careful. You do not want to just spray out of control. You want to use a little bit at a time and make sure that you can see your hairline, because you do not need that spray all over your forehead. So I'm going to spray all around my hairline. I'm also going to get behind my ears and around the back so that when I do cut the front of the cap, it doesn't lift up in the back. I hate when it does that. Alright, so now the wig is completely bleached. All those knots are bleached. It was a little bit too much. I left it on a little too long, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and wash it out, and that is the end result. It has that brassy skin-like feel, y'all. This wig was so easy to bleach. The knots were super small, so highly recommend. This lace was really good. Now I'm going to set it on my mannequin head so that I can pin it down and begin the plucking process. Oh, and while all this is going, I'm just basically letting my wig cap air dry, because I don't have a hoodie dryer, and I also don't feel like holding a blow dryer to my head. So I'm going to just do all this other stuff while that dries. Now I'm just going to comb the hair back so that I can clearly see the hairline of what I'm working with. And as y'all can see, y'all, I told y'all it's pre-plucked, but I wanted to pluck it just a little bit more. So I'm going to part out a small section in the front, and then with that small section, I'm going to move that out of the way and actually pluck all the hair behind that section. This way it can stop me if I over pluck or anything like that. It won't be right at the front of the hairline, so it gives you room to mess up if you do happen to mess up. But I highly suggest that you take your time, and also get you some good tweezers, because these tweezers are the ones with the metal tip at the end, and I highly recommend that. Them other tweezers is not gonna work, and when you pull the hair out with those other tweezers, it's not gonna get the hair from the root. You need those knots to actually come out, and that's why it looks like I'm jerking at the hair, but I'm not, y'all. I'm just trying to get as close to the knots as possible without plucking a hole into the lace. And so take your time with this. I've been doing this for a while, so I can move a little bit faster, but take your time so that you can clearly see exactly how you're doing it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up, because now y'all can clearly see exactly how I pluck the lace. And I just keep doing this until I get the desired result that I'm looking for. And so once you finish with that back part, then all you're going to do is take that section that we pulled out in the front. You're just going to comb that over so that you can see what you need to pluck from that and get that to however you want it to look. I went for a super natural look with this wig just because I didn't want anything that was too plucked. I wanted something that was, I just basically wanted it to look like my hair. and so that's why I only plucked a little bit of it. Plus, like I said, the wig was already pre-plucked, so that made my job super easy. And now I'm just going to show you all the before side. As you can see, it was pre-plucked, but I wanted just a little bit less of that fullness in the front. And so that's what I did to this other side. That is the side that's plucked. So now I'm just going to repeat it. And so now I'm going to cut the wig cap. I'm going to cut all that extra part off in the front and get it as close to the skin as possible without cutting myself, y'all. Please be careful doing this, and I recommend you use scissors or shears instead of an eyebrow razor, because it's gonna be a little bit more sharp so that you'll actually get closer to your skin, if that makes sense. And take your time with this. Like I said, you just need to be careful, child. You do not need to be cutting up your skin, because as soon as we put alcohol on this mug, it is going to burn. So, slow down. And as you can see, I'm bald, head scallywag, a little bit of hair in the back. And now I'm going to make this transparent beige looking cap blend in with my skin using Ruby Kiss. And I'm just going to start from the back just to make sure I like that color. And then I'm going to move to the front. And I went for a little bit darker than my skin tone because I don't know, I just like that look. I feel like it blends more with the wig. And then I'm going to bring it to the front. And y'all will literally see this wig cap disappear on my head as I put this Ruby Kiss on. Ruby Kiss is literally the best. You can use liquid foundation, but I feel like it lifts the wig. So Ruby Kiss has always been that girl, period. Now, like I said, I'm going to take that alcohol and I'm going to put it on this towel. And I'm just going to wipe the perimeter of my skin. I am not getting it on any part of that wig cap because it will make your wig cap lift. So take your time and just wipe around that perimeter so you can get all the extra makeup and that got to be sprayed off of your forehead. This is going to help your glue and your wig lay down so flawlessly. This is a super important step, so you got to get all that off. All right, now I'm just going to take this extra step and I'm going to put some foam on the wig after I plucked it, just to make sure I get all those flyaways and push them back before I try to apply and put on this wig, so that none of those extra hairs are getting in the way of the glue. Oh, and right here, y'all, I'm using the Leia Luxuries hot comb just to make sure that that hair stays back. And yeah, make sure y'all shop Leia Luxuries hot comb on leialuxuries.com. Link will be in the bio. So now, after you slick all the hair back, you want to get all those baby hairs out of your way. Now I'm going to take this wig and I'm basically just going to make sure it fits, and I'm going to size it to where it perfectly fits on my head before I cut off the ear tabs. And I actually got this wig in a size medium. I probably should have went for a large because your girl head was a little bit larger, but medium did work fine. So if you don't know, just get a medium. Now, like I said, I'm just going to cut those ear tabs off. And so I'm going to flip all the hair on the side and then carve out where I can clearly see my ear, so that I am not cutting any extra hair. You want to make sure you part that hair out of the way so that when you cut, you're just cutting the lace and not the hair. Child, y'all see me almost cut my ear off. Oh. But yeah, that's how it should look. Once you cut your ear tab properly, it should feel snug to your head. And then do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm just going to, even though it didn't need it, not really, I'm going to add that same Ruby Kiss foundation to the lace on the wig. And I didn't show y'all what brand glue I use, but I am using the I'ma Slay Your Bae Extreme Gummy Glue. This is the same glue I always use. I used to use Bold Hold, but I started using her stuff and I really like it. So I'm just going to dot that all across the edges of that wig cap, but I'm also going to put it on the skin as well. So half of it's on the wig cap, half of it's on the skin. And I'm taking that edge brush that they sent me and I'm using the comb part just to smooth all that out, because I ain't want none of that glue on my finger anyways. So I'm just going to smooth that out to where it's a super thin, even layer. You want to make sure that layer is super thin, because if you got clumps of glue, it is not going to lay right. So spread it out as thin as you can get it. And I'm going to do 3 layers of this. And in between each layer, I'm going to wait until the glue dries completely clear before I add another layer on. Do not put your wig on if that glue is white, period. All right, so now I'm pulling my wig down and I'm just basically making sure I get it right before I go ahead and press it in. Because once it's in, baby, that gummy glue is gonna be stuck, period. It is not coming up. So take your time and just press it in. Once you get it the way that you want it, then you can go ahead and start laying it down. Now I'm just going to cut that excess lace off. I'm not going to cut it all the way to where I want it to be. I'm just getting that extra part out the way because I'm about to do my makeup while I lay my wig down. So before I start on my makeup, I'm going to take the elastic band that they sent and I'm going to put that elastic band on and let that basically melt that lace into my hair, into my scalp. And as you can see, like I said, my head is too big. I did not think my head was this big, chap. But we gonna make it work. Who is that? Because that show ain't the girl that started this video. Baby, that makeup did something. I had to step my game up. But now I'm just taking this elastic band off and I'm combing those hairs out the way so that I can get ready to take the rest of that lace off and cut it. Y'all, that wig look too good. And I ain't even cut the lace yet. And to cut my lace, I'm actually just going to use a regular eyebrow razor because I feel like that's easier than scissors. And when you see me cutting this, y'all see I'm basically doing like a sawing motion. But that's simply because I want it to be super jagged. I do not want a straight line whenever I take this lace off. So I'm basically just letting the lace kind of rip itself, if that makes sense. And I'm just lightly tapping it with that razor and letting it basically come off itself, if that makes sense. And as you can see, that HD lace is not to be played with, honey. That look too good. And we ain't even finished melting it. So I'm just going to repeat this on the rest of the hair. And in this front, the hairline, I don't know, it wasn't giving. So I decided to just take some of that hair out, part it out, and then cut off that piece as well because I didn't need all that extra hair in the front. But if you want to keep it, you can keep it. So just customize it to where it matches your hairline as best as you can. Now, because I decided I want a middle part, I'm just going to part my hair dead in the center. And like I said, I over bleached it a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all how to quickly fix that without having to do the most and re-dye it and all of that. And I'm going back in with my Layer Luxuries hot comb so that I can flatten out that middle part. Y'all see that difference? And that was just one pass, child. Y'all need to shop for me. And now I'm going to take the Edge Booster wax stick just to get it pressed down even more because I'm not going to leave it dry. I'm actually going for a wet look. So I want for the top part of my wig to be super duper flat. And now I'm just going back in with that hot comb and laying it all down. But can I just say, y'all see how y'all can easily, really after I do this, I could stop because y'all don't even need to put baby hairs in this wig. Like that's how good this lace looks. This HD lace is so bomb. And it's so hard to find a good HD lace nowadays. So yeah, Ali Pearl definitely did their thing with this lace. Now you can see I'm just taking my water bottle. Y'all, this is just straight water. And you see how easily those curls just started to pop? Like it's so shiny, they're bouncy. It's still true to length. Even when it's dry and when it's wet, it's not shrinking a whole bunch. Like the hair was just so bomb. And it was not giving me any issues with tangling at all. Like it was so beautiful. I really, really love this hair. And now I'm going to be a little extra and I'm going to add this foam. So you could wet your hair whenever you get this wig. You could wet the curly hair and just be done. But whenever you add like the foam product to it, it will make it stay a lot longer because the water is going to dry. But that foam is going to hold that wet, wavy look a little bit longer than just plain water. So that's a little tip for the girls. Now, like I said, we're gonna fix this over bleaching. We ain't stuck. And this is just some Kiss root touch up in the shade black that I got from the beauty supply. It was cheap. Y'all can get this at your local beauty supply. And I just covered up that part. And so, like I said, baby hairs are completely optional, as you can see with this HD lace, because this hair is so bomb. But I did decide to go ahead and add a few baby hairs, just a couple in the front, something like nothing super dramatic, because I want for it to show like that more natural look. I feel like when you do dramatic baby hairs, you can't really see how good the lace is because all the hair is in front of it. So I just did some thin baby hairs just to add a little bit of flair to my wig. And so some people lay their baby hairs down with like spray or foam, but I feel like foam lifts your wig and it loosens up the glue. So I rather just use Hicks edge control and then lay it down that way, because I mean, that's how I would lay my own edges. So I just use that instead. And then after I use the Hicks and I lay it down the way I want it, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the spray for Got To Be. And then that's going to give me that extra hold. And here is the finished look, y'all. I really hope y'all loved this wig install tutorial. Like I said, I am in love with this hair. So y'all make sure y'all go shop with Ali Pearl and buy their curly wig. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Love y'all.